Hello and welcome to the Great Indian Wedding. I am Dr. Anupama Raharkar from India, and I'm going to tell you about some of the traditions and rituals that are followed in weddings in India. You might have seen the Indian weddings in famous Bollywood Hindi movies. They are large, they're grand scale. Well, not to that extent, but in reality also the Indian wedding are something that is a big affair, and it is something that most of the Indian bride and the bridegrooms look forward to. All the gala that happens over there. Weddings in India vary according to the region, the religion, the community, and the personal preferences. We do have in modern times. We do have weddings that are very simplistic, and bride and bridegrooms prefer to either marry in the court or maybe go to the temple and get married with just a few friends and family members around. But majority of the Indian weddings are big affairs. They're grand. They're festive occasions in India. Families come together. The basic philosophy here is that it is not just two persons who are being united, but two families that are being united. And in some cases, there may be two cultures that are being united. So there are festive occasions in India. And in most cases, they're celebrated with extensive decorations, color, music, dance, costumes, rituals, rich food flowing, people talking and laughing and meeting, and there's a great deal of fun in Indian wedding. You ought to visit and attend some of these weddings. Rituals depend upon the community, region, and religion on the bride and the groom side, as well as their own preferences. So there are certain rituals which are mandatory and some which are optional. Some are fun rituals which are basically meant to bring the boy and the girl closer. It's like an icebreaker. So there are some fun games also that are integrated into the wedding ceremonies. So, but these all differ from region to region, religion to religion, custom to custom. In India, we celebrate about 10 million weddings per year. So, let's see how a wedding takes place. Normally, Indian weddings are arranged marriages. Most of them go for arranged marriages, where the boy's family and the girl's family, they meet before the talks, and they meet and talk, and they approve of each other's families and whatever. And then once the boy and the girl approve of each other, as you know, to agree to spend their entire life together, then the elders, they come together and they fix up a date. An auspicious day is selected and the marriage date is fixed. Prior to the marriage, there are certain rituals that are followed, and the marriage ceremony, the wedding ceremony itself, is a special thing. So on the day of the marriage, a barat arrives. The barat is when the bridegroom arrives at the girl's residence or the venue of the wedding, whatever it may be selected. In olden times, the entire village was the venue. So the boy's family would come to the girl's house, and that is barat. The boy arrives on a white mare, and you can see here he's so finely dressed up, and the mare too is decked up, and there are relatives accompanying the boy's family members, and there's singing and dancing also. There's two playing the drums over here. So there's a barat is something that people look forward to, dancing in a barat. And then in both the families there are certain rituals. First, there's a mehendi, or the applying of henna on the girls and also sometimes the boys' hands. So there's henna, mehndi, that is applied. Next day it is haldi, that is turmeric is applied, since turmeric is meant for purification. So turmeric is applied to the boy as well as the girl. On both the sides, the family members apply it, and there's sangeet in the night. So it's more like a bachelor's party that we hear of in the modern days. But here it's not just the boy and the girl who will have their own friends. It's like the families will get together and they will have a sangeet where family members can sing, dance. It's a general variety entertainment program that goes on. A lot of singing, dancing, and good food flows in. And the bride, she will be decked up with all the jewelry and the finery on the day of her marriage. Don't worry, the groom also gets to deck up similarly. We saw the groom on the mare, right? So, region, religion and preferences may differ, but there are key rituals in these weddings which depend upon the community. These key rituals have to be followed by every community. This is the traditional place where the actual wedding ceremony takes place. And in the Hindu wedding ceremony, there is a fire yagna that is called. The fire is considered holy, and again it's a mark of purification. So all things have to be pure and clean around the newlyweds because it's a holy union that is taking place. So I have here for you bride and bridegrooms from different states of the country. These are representatives. We have 30 states. So we have Maharashtra, Kashmir, Assam. Maharashtra is Western India. Kashmir, extreme north. Assam, extreme east, northeast rather. Then Kerala, which is South India, a representative because we have Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, these states in the south. So this is just one. Assam is a representative of 7 northeastern states, Kashmir, and Rajasthan, which is just below Kashmir, and Bengal, which is to the east. So these are different bride and bridegrooms. There are many more. These are just a few that I have shown you here. So in the Hindu weddings, which are majority of the weddings that take place in India, there are 3 mandatory rituals that have to be followed. There is Kanyadan, there is Pani Grahana, and there is Saptapadi. Kanyadan is when the father is gifting away his daughter to the groom. So he places the bride's hand into the groom's hand, and he's offering his daughter as a gift to the groom. Pani Grahana is the next step wherein the groom holds the bride's hand and promises her father that he would take good care of his bride, that he would look after the bride for the rest of his life. And then there is Saptapadi, the taking of vows. There are 7 vows which the bride and the bridegroom, both of them, have to take while walking around the fire 7 times. So, once the Saptapadi is done, then the bride and the bridegroom are declared to be legally husband and wife. The Jain and the Buddhist weddings also are similar. They follow many of these themes in their tradition, but more or less they're centered around their own religion and some of the texts that they follow. Then there are weddings in Punjab where you have the Sikh religion, and the ceremony takes place in a Gurudwara, the holy place, the place of worship of the Sikhs, and the ceremony itself is called Anand Karaj. It is a ritual that was started by the 3rd leader of Sikhism, Guru Amar Das, and the couple walks around the holy book Guru Granth Sahib 4 times. The Indian Muslims, they celebrate traditional Islamic weddings following customs similar to those that are practiced in other Islamic countries. The rituals include nikah, a payment of dowry by the groom to the bride, it's called meher, and the signing of a marriage contract. The wedding ceremony is followed by a reception. Reception is basically a party which is thrown by the bride and the bridegroom's family for guests, for all the people after the wedding. And it is common not only to Islamic weddings but also to Christian or Hindu or other. So a grand meal is served or a grand party is thrown. Indian Christian weddings follow customs similar to those that are practiced in the Christian countries in the West, in states like Goa especially, you will see that. In other states in India where there are Christians, you will find a lot of mixing of the local Indian culture, customs in those states. Finally, after the wedding takes place with a lot of other rituals and lot of feasting and games and things that go on, it is time for Bidai. Bidai is the time when the bride leaves for the bridegroom's house. She is married and now she must go and stay in the bridegroom's family. So now it is the time for the bride to leave. That is called Bidai. Bidai means saying goodbye. So This is the time of Bidai, and that is how the Indian wedding takes place. Thank you for your time and attention.